I can make me bigger.
No. You're fine. Don't touch it.
This is the Jack It Off Podcast, episode 13.
Lucky number 13.
Shiggity Jackpot Crap, episode 13. Don't talk back. For the fucking home viewers, you saw my terrible painting on my iPad that I've been doing every episode. Now I have to pull up my notes on this very same iPad.
Whoa, you got notes this time? Oh,
Because I am a digital frontiersman.
But you got notes though. We never have notes.
I got them notes. They ain't even on paper. I got them in. I got
read
them
any
in this
good books lately?
What?
Did you read any good books lately?
I don't think I have that on here.
Oh, really? Oh, I figured that's what your notes would have consisted of.
It's just all of the questions that I normally ask are in a line. It's just reading any good books lately, reading any good video games lately, and reading any good movies lately.
Read any good books lately? Oh.
So, I don't know. I read Bon Appetit the other day. I get that in the mail every once in a while.
The Katy Perry
The grilling
song?
issue is out.
Oh, what are we grilling? What are we grilling this month? Corn?
Probably burgers. Yeah, corn. That sounds good.
Avocado burgers?
Avocado burgers. The Bon Appetit is the most trendy, pretentious fucking thing in the entire universe. So yes, they would have avocado burgers.
I put avocado on everything.
Have you? I feel like Verona isn't going to get swept up, as it were, in the West Coast trend of avocado toast. I don't think you're going to find many places where they're going to be doing different versions of avocado toast.
No.
That hasn't even.
I got my house. I can do that at my house.
Around to Saratoga yet?
I just do it at my house.
Dillon's restaurant has avocado toast, and that's it. 24 hours a day.
Tortellini and avocado? That's a good thing. You ever do some tortellini and avocado?
Avocado, yerba mate, and Hot Pockets. Pretty much everybody's whole life. Oh, what you got there? We're both going to sip on it at the same time.
Oh, yeah, delicious. Okay, what's on the docket for today?
So,
the hot docket.
So, last week, I decided, and by decided I mean I was forced, strong-armed, into going to Ohio, land of opportunity and all that there is to do in the continental United States.
Ohio. Be a travel episode.
What now?
I said I forgot this was going to be a travel episode.
Oh yeah, yep. It's kind of like Anthony Bourdain, only I put the mundane in Anthony Bourdain.
Pretty sure there's not mundane in his name.
Bourdain. I put the board in
Bourdain. There you go.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Anyway,
cycle back around.
Last week,
flip it and rewind it.
I spent about fucking 24 hours roughly in an airport, or actually multiple airports, I guess I should say.
And that was more entertaining than Ohio.
Oh my god, it's like fucking co-hosting a late night show. You're like Ed McMahon. Right you are. Yeah. So get into the airport about 11, ended up getting into Ohio about 3 o'clock in the morning. Most of that time was spent in terminals. Got to Ohio, dealt with fucking jabronis all week, and then went out, and because of everything that had happened previous to that, including the airport stay and all of the jabronis and everything else, I decided that me and the two people that were traveling with me were going to go out on a whirlwind adventure in downtown Cleveland. So I've heard that Cleveland rocks. Cleveland, I've heard it somewhere that Cleveland might rock, and I might be able to shed a little bit more light on what that means. So I took the two guests that I was traveling with to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which had pretty much everything you would expect out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was essentially the Hard Rock Cafe with no food.
That's a deal breaker for you, though.
Yeah, it's got to have food. I mean, they had some sort of cafe thing, and they got like an FYE in there or some shit where you can buy like
overpriced
CDs. FYE is still a thing, and what they've done is they've cornered the market on turnkey gift shops in various locales related to music across the U.S. So you go into the FYE, as it were, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and buy Rock and Roll Hall of Fame shit plus FYE shit.
But what other isn't there just the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Well, I think FYE is branched out to go to like other places that need a gift shop. Like it seems like they've used like their format, because I looked at the little brochure that they had, and it's like all of these other locations and shit that are related to like music in general, like music halls and whatever. There's just FYE locations in them.
Oh, no, I can't. Like, I mean, what I'm saying is I can't think of any other music related. Fucking.
Oh, like places
like a museum, if you will.
Yeah, I guess there's only one. I'd have to look at the brochure thing. I got it somewhere around here.
Oh, you thinking about hitting up some more FYE's gift shops?
Oh yeah, gonna go on the grand
tour.
Because
if FYE wasn't overpriced enough, put it in gift shop form.
I bought a Sweet Kiss poster.
Okay,
so there's that.
You fell into the trap. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, I looked so fucking touristy in there. It was gross.
So it was
really
rock
good.
And roll.
It's just me staring at every exhibit, just being like, "Oh, so this is rock and roll." I'm sure there were people there that got dragged there. Probably the people that I included in my trip felt as if they were getting dragged there by me, who I just went around to everything and was gawking at it for a solid 10 minutes per exhibit. It's like, oh,
rock and roll.
So, got out of there, went to a trendy, pretentious steakhouse in the middle of downtown Cleveland.
What'd you get?
Proceeded, I got a 24-ounce Ohio Pride bone-in 30-day ribeye. Oh, yeah.
Is that the one with the most adjectives on it?
I picked the thing that on the menu under the steaks looked the most like a full sentence with all of the nouns, prepositions, and adjectives in it.
You wanted to have to take a sip of water in between it while you were ordering it, right?
Excuse me, I'd like to get the 24-ounce 30-day dry-aged bone-in Ohio ribeye, and I'd also like that with 2 individual sides for the table, and keep these drinks coming. They're delicious. It was one of those kind of places where you could get a charcuterie board served on a sliced log. Like,
what the fuck did you just say to me?
Did you just insult my mother? Yeah, it was the kind of place where you walked in.
Did you just fancily say you could get some cheese on a stick?
So they're charcuterie boards, right? So you get
is that cheese?
You get like 4 different kinds of cheese and like 4 different kinds of meat and like a bunch of like other shit like almonds and jellies and a bunch of crackers and breads and you cover your whole fucking table in meats, cheese, breads, and other items and spreadables.
That's what I do at my desk every night.
You're sitting there playing on your keyboard, and you just have a tray filled with fucking.
Glad
Oscar
I got my nightly chanscootery. What's in for store today? We got some hell of a good Munster, some Holland Farms summer sausage. Ooh, in season.
So, you walked into this restaurant. There was a guy in an apron, super tall. Everybody looks like a handsome cover model for some hipster outdoor life magazine. And our waiter was no exception, had a beautiful, luscious beard that he probably put some sort of beard oil in. And when he put in the drinks to the bar, each one of them numbering probably in the 13s and 14s of dollars. At this point, I could give a shit because I've waited in an airport for 13 fucking hours the day before. So I'm going to order whatever the hell I want. get the receipt back. $350 including tip for 3 people. So that's the kind of dinner we had, right on the old company Amex. Here we go.
Yeah. Slide this bad boy.
Slide that bitch. It's almost about to catch on fire today. So then we proceeded to, very full, go back to the hotel room. The next 2 days were filled with misery and woe as I was dealing with technically incompetent people trying to do a reasonably technically competent thing. And then last day, we drove back to the airport, proceeded to leave my backpack in the back seat of the minivan that I had rented, and then had to ride the airport shuttle 10 minutes back, to which point I had inquired to the rental car company, there used to be a van that I parked right here, came right back, and you decided to move this somewhere else. And then to which they responded, I don't care about you, I don't care about your needs, and I don't care what kind of fucking scowly face you have on right now. We got other shit to do. So I proceeded to set my gigantic case of laptops down, sit on it on the tarmac, and wait for the van to get pulled back around, to which I did for 45 minutes. Luckily, I was early for the fucking flight, so that
Because that's the one that wouldn't get delayed. Is the
no, it gets good. So then, as I'm sitting there on the tarmac waiting for my book bag, about 25 minutes before I actually got it, get a notification on my phone. Flight whatever has been delayed until 7:45. So then I said, well, there's no more time constraint on this. They could take however fucking long they want now. So guy pulls the car around, gives me my backpack. I load all the shit in, get back on the fucking airport shuttle, ride all the way back over to the airport, get in the terminal, get through security. I'm sweating fucking profusely now. I'm dripping sweat. I get onto the actual gate, and I'm sitting there, and then, lo and behold, she get a delayed again. So then, now this rolls into the delay where I could potentially miss my connection. The flight is from Cleveland to Newark. When I get into Newark, I'm gonna hop a fucking puddle jumper to go to Albany. It's gonna take like 3 minutes to get from Newark to fucking Albany now. If only I could make the connecting flight. So I get on the airplane. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be able to make it. This is good. Get out to the runway. Dead stop. Pilot comes over the intercom. Ladies and gentlemen, it's looking like in Newark they have a ground stop. We're not going to be able to provide any service to Newark until 40 minutes past the hour, leaving us at an additional 35 minutes waiting time on the runway. And I was like trying to figure out how to jam the fucking door open on the exit row so I could jump out and try to get sucked into the jet engine. So then they leave us on the runway for 40 fucking minutes. Now, it's 82 degrees in Cleveland. The air conditioner, luckily, is somewhat on. So I'm getting dry, shitty, stagnant air blown into my face. At least I'm not, like, totally sweating. So then we finally take off. Now, at this point, I don't care anymore. I pretty much shut down anything that even remotely had bothered me at any other point. And then decided what I was going to do. So now I know that no matter how fast I run to that terminal, I'm going to fucking miss it. So I get into Newark, and before I didn't even go to the fucking thing, I knew it was gone. Doors were shut. So I go down and ride the Sky Piss bus thing that brings you to the other side of the terminal, because Newark has to be 60 square miles wide, so you got to ride an air tram to get fucking anywhere. So I ride the air tram to the rental car area. The rental car area is broken up into 2 modules. Why wouldn't it be? So I go to the first set of them. It's like budget, thrifty, dollar, fucking a bunch of other ones. So go to that one. I literally wait in line there for 20 minutes. There's one person at every counter. These people are all just trying to get home. I'm just trying to get home. Get up to the front, and they're like, yeah, there's no cars available on any lot at this end. You're going to have to try the other one. So 4 rental car companies did not only not have a one-way rental, they didn't have a single car that wasn't reserved. Oh. So then I go back out to the Air Sky Piss Tram again, get on that fucking thing, and go to the second one. Then I finally get a car. a beautiful gentleman, Richard, who was the manager of Enterprise Rental Car, said, we can get you a car and it's a one-way rental to Albany. Fantastic.
Beautiful.
So I get into the car at 10:30. Finally, I'm ready to drive from fucking Newark, New Jersey to Albany, New York, or at least actually at this point home, because I was going to stop in Albany to see if the gigantic laptop case that I had checked at the first flight was going to follow me to Newark somehow. Luckily it didn't, which means that the fucking laptop case was somewhere in bumfuck Newark, ready to be put on some other plane, hopefully that goes to Albany. I don't even know where that is. Hopefully I'll have some news on that tonight. So later on, I'll have some news about my fucking 6 laptops that are gone. So then, get home, 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's the man that you find before you today, is the man who drove home from Newark at 3 hours for 3 hours straight. It was horrific, and it was a beautiful, beautiful experience. So that's my travel story.
Great.
For this week.
Glad it went so swimmingly.
That. Oh yeah, couldn't have went better. I'm sure I missed some shit that was also cosmically erroneous, but
I'm sure. Wouldn't be a Brent trip without fucking torture and nightmares.
Mm-hmm. So,
was that?
I think the other.
Was that all you had?
Go ahead, please.
Oh no, was that all you had on your list?
No. That was just one thing.
Holy shit! A double docket.
I just wanted to bring up a couple things.
Okay.
Heard something on another YouTube channel. Here I am promoting another YouTube channel today. I just thought it was a good quote. I thought it might have some
nothing
significance.
new here.
Have you played Thumper?
No.
I heard something on Funhouse today is saying Thumper is like playing sperm exiting Trent Reznor's hard-on. Have you seen gameplay for that game?
Yeah, I know what it is. It's a rhythm game basically.
I thought it was interesting that they broke apart the time signature parts of it. So level 1 is 1-1, level 2 is 2-2, level 3 is 3-3.
Yeah.
So they do the time signature per level.
You're basically playing.
But the reason
Stomp.
why they said it was because it was like exiting Trent Reznor's hard-on is because the first few levels sound so industrial because they're so slow. Like they're just like thunk, thunk, thunk. Like it's real fucking. It's like people hitting trash cans together.
Yeah, and you're basically playing a little beetle.
Yeah. But that wasn't it. I just wanted to bring that up real quick because I thought it was funny. Last night, I got drunk, and here's the look what I bought portion of the seminar today. Last night, I got drunk and ordered a fucking PA system. I think I told you about that earlier.
Yeah, you did.
A goddamn mini PA so that people can not come over to my house and not do karaoke at my house. I think that's probably in my head what I was thinking was, man, it's got so many uses. I could take it down to the beach for when I never go, and I can fucking take it to a DJ gig that I'll never get, and people can come over and listen to music and they won't come over. It's great. I'm so excited.
You bought it for karaoke?
No, that wasn't the first reason why I bought it. The first reason why I bought it was because we were sitting outside last night at the fire, and I was like, our Bluetooth speaker is kind of shitty, and I don't even know where my JBL Flip is. And so I started looking online, and if I was going to get like another Flip or a UE Boom or another one of those like Bluetooth speakers, it would have cost about $120 or something like that. So I was like, I wonder if there's something that's like bigger, but it's still rechargeable. Like it would last a long time, but it's super loud. So I tried looking for shit like that, and I found the Behringer speaker that's like 40 watts, and I think the battery lasts for like 4 or 5 hours. I don't know if that's at like maximum output or whatever, but seems like it could get pretty loud, and the reviews are like, sounds really sexy. So that's what we're doing. Spent $200 on that.
Great.
Yeah, whatever. I'll just bury me with all my shit when I die. Just bury me with my Behringer speaker.
Fuck you, I'm taking it.
And then you're gonna bury yourself with all your keyboards and all your fucking...
Yeah, shit's going underground with me. My casket's gonna be made out of my keyboards.
So, I don't know if you would be into doing this whole, like, the rest of this podcast like this, or see where this goes, but
No, I'm not into it. Shut it down. Shut it down.
What's
your hot idea, Brent?
Topic that got in my head was I broke my streaming video box.
Okay.
And it was in the middle of a movie, and then so I started on the PlayStation. I just plugged the PlayStation in and started looking at movies, and then I got onto just like trailers and shit, and I was watching trailers. So I kind of wanted to run by some hype ass movies and see if there's any discussion that we could try to squeeze out of these particular items.
Okay, go for it. What do you got?
So the new Transformers. Good. Next one.
No, but really, I don't know. I haven't seen one since the third one, Dark of the Moon. I think I saw
That's what I wanted to talk about.
The last Witwicky?
Yes.
The last of the Witwicky quadrilogy?
The last of the Wihikans?
No, it was a trilogy, wasn't it?
The first three at the end of the third one, I think like Optimus Prime dies like 100 times.
Optimus!
I guess by the end of the third one, they like dump him at the bottom of the ocean or some shit, and then they dig him out again, and then he's Optimus Prime again.
I think you're thinking of Megatron.
Whatever, somebody gets dumped in the fucking ocean, and then
that was the end of the first one.
They get an Allen wrench and they put him back together like an IKEA coffee table, and then he's back and he's got a flaming sword and whatever. So kind of what I wanted to go over was like the progression of Transformers and whether or not you think that it's like...
I thought you said you were going to talk about hype-ass trailers.
Well, yeah, we're going to get to the...
Oh, we're starting with the fucking dud?
I'm trying to think about the newest trailer in the context of the other films. Like,
oh, okay.
I guess the concepts behind the first however many films there were, what ones we had seen, and what we gave a shit about in terms of those ones.
Okay, I gave a shit about the first one.
You gave a shit about the first one.
The first one was good.
Most people did.
Good. I actually liked the first one.
I'm gonna steal a critical
analysis. Which made
analysis.
me want...
Yeah.
Why can't you just make your own analysis? It made me want to go see the second one. The second one was fucking awful. That's the one where Witwicky dies in the Saudi Arabia or wherever the fuck they are, and they go to like Optimus Prime heaven, and then he comes back to life. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah, wow, that's...
I actually saw that twice in the movie theater. I saw it once, I'm like, this is bad, and then like everyone else, I think Jeff wanted to go, so we went again, and I fell asleep the second time.
I think most people would share your sentiment, and most people would agree with that. I don't know if the third one redeemed itself, because I'm going to be honest with you.
No, it didn't.
I don't know if I even saw it.
I think I saw it. That's how memorable it is. I'm pretty sure I saw it.
What I've kind of been hearing people say about this one that it's... in some ways it's just going to continue on with the whole, like, the thing that's remarkable to me about the Transformers franchise itself is that it's a fucking American economy now. It's worth like $4 billion.
Yeah, in
which
China.
Is larger, well, worldwide gross domestic product we're talking.
Yeah, most of that's China.
Yeah. $4 billion across the franchise, and that's larger than a whole country's domestic gross.
That's a lot.
We're talking like solid revenue from a country it's larger than. What always kills me about it is that I don't know if it's unlike any other movie, but it certainly is a movie where each time on Rotten Tomatoes, that movie goes down, 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 down every single time. The first one was in I think it was like the 50s or 60s, and then it just continually went down from there. I think the most recent one is slated. I don't know if there's been a pre-release or whatever, but there's critics weighing it in at like a 16%.
Oh yeah.
I love that the American populace, as well as, and it's actually what you said was China. China is the thing that's making this the most prolific and most highest grossing film of the past like 30 years.
Well, I mean, they still work as kids movies too.
Oh
so
yeah.
you still get that audience, even though they probably shouldn't be going to see it.
Yeah.
But,
well, especially now for how intense they've gotten. I think there's kind
the
of a
first one was pretty
of,
intense too.
Yeah, I think though it had a lot more themes that could have been construed as like love themes, and there was a lot of story elements.
Yeah, but
and it wasn't
again,
as, like,
those themes weren't kid friendly though. Like there's a part where the mom came was like talk about what I can't remember his last name. Witwicky fucking jacking it. You remember that?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff.
And then Bumblebee pissed on someone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I get
High art.
That's where the other part of it comes in, where a lot of people would say Michael Bay is some visionary. Like he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't compromise. He has a style. I mean,
he has a vision. It's his vision. He just goes for it.
It is. These things are what they are, and they are almost always consistent with what the brand is, and that the brand is to be the most accessible summer blockbuster of all time. And I mean, James Cameron, Michael Bay, Jerry Bruckheimer, Steven Spielberg,
Zack Snyder.
These are the kings. Zack Snyder, absolutely. These are the kings of generating a product consistently over and over and over that for some reason within the confines of their brand somehow keeps raking in money. It's just weird. They're never critically accepted. Never. Not even. I would even say that if this, like, I would love a Transformers to happen, like if it were this one or whatever one after this. I would love a Transformers that gets like Mission Impossible 5 or whatever the fuck it's up to now. What was the most recent Mission Impossible?
Ghost Protocol?
After that one.
No, it was Ghost Protocol, wasn't it?
Was it Ghost Protocol?
I think that, yeah, I don't think it had a number on it. I think it was just Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
That movie, for some reason, thinking about the Mission Impossible movies, you know, before, I mean, all the way back to the one in the 90s, late 90s, those movies were always pretty critically panned. And then this one, for some reason, got like an 87 on Rotten Tomatoes, and everybody lost their mind. They're like, it's a high art action movie. It's unreal. It's the best action movie I've ever seen.
I don't think they got that low on Rotten Tomatoes, the original ones.
No, but not anywhere. I don't even think they were near.
No.
This one.
No, this one they was considered like the best one, but
it was the best Mission Impossible. But then the thing is, though, here's where I'm thinking about Transformers. Like all these other Transformers, you know, they're these big box office successes, and it's kind of like how, you know, Backstreet Boys sold 11 bajillion copies, but none of their records were ever said by critics to be anything more than fluffy, you know.
People just want to see giant robots beating the fuck out of each other and explosions.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I want to see that.
Yeah, and I think there are some movies to a certain degree, though, that do them better than Transformers may have been doing them now, or
sure,
whatever.
But it doesn't have the property.
Magic.
It's
right.
that Transformers property.
They're sticking to it. I mean, the other thing I think about is how the fuck else would they have done it? I don't know. I don't think there's another way that they could have done the movies that, thinking about a cartoon from the 80s, what do you have to build on?
That was literally
nothing.
A commercial to sell toys.
Oh, yeah. All day, we're talking about a thing that from its very inception was a commercial.
Yeah, and then these cartoons are just like, oh, you should do this to be a better person. Don't do drugs, kids. Maybe I'm thinking more of G.I. Joe, but the same idea. It kind
of is the same thing. Yeah, you're right. I think in a way, though, if I were to say anything about the Transformers franchise now, is that what I would want it to be, and it could never go to this, or it could never go, this is kind of like regression in a sense, but I would love it to be like super campy. And I mean, I know the first one had a bit of camp in it. There was some comedy. They had a little bit of
I don't think I care about the Transformers property enough to where I'm just okay. The movies are there. I don't care that they're there. I don't care if they're not there.
I don't now. I think I did though.
I never did.
I think when the first one came out,
I'm like, oh, this looks cool, and then I saw it and I was like, that was cool. Then the second one came out, I'm like, well, this is not what I want to watch for a movie, so I guess I just will stop watching them now.
Is there a franchise that exists to you that done no wrong, continuously innovated, and done sort of what you want every time, changed it up a little bit, made it so that you want to keep going, that you want to keep seeing it? I can't really think of one.
No, I don't really.
Resident Evil died out for me 6 years ago.
After two,
yeah. And Apocalypse I only liked
fucking
because
sucked.
Extinction I only liked because
sucked.
It was Mad Max.
Sucked.
And then I watched Mad Max and I was like, oh, this is why I liked it, because I like Mad Max. And Mad Max did it way better.
I honestly, I can't say I have a favorite movie franchise.
I don't believe I do either. I just
like
posed the
movies
question just to explore it. Yeah, I think I could pick like some of my favorite movies of all time.
The Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy.
Oh, that's a really good one actually, because there are people who get real pissy about those movies, like, you know what I mean, like looking at them as a whole and being like, Batman Begins fucking sucks, and it's like, no,
everyone says The Dark Knight Rises sucks.
Well, I think everybody always says
what
that.
What the hell is it called?
Rises. Yes, people do say Rises sucks, and then you can flip flop it. Then there's the people that say Batman Begins is the best one.
Well, they're idiots. Everyone knows The Dark Knight's the greatest movie ever made.
That's
period.
I share the same sentiment. Like if we're talking about a ranking, we're talking Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and then Rises. That's the quality range we're talking.
Yeah.
But every single one of them stands on that franchise as really, really good. I guess to me also, I would say,
I would say Batman movies as a whole.
No.
No.
I'm just saying the Christopher Nolan series.
No, I want all of them. I'll take all of them. Give me Alicia Silverstone, Batgirl.
70s, Batman Forever.
Yo, that Batman, the 70s Batman movie is like perfect as a Batman movie from that style of Batman. He runs down the street with a fucking bomb in his hands over his head, a giant cartoon bomb.
It's the answer to the horrific post-war hysteria of America, combined with the sheer unadulterated pulpiness of the comic books it came from.
Yeah.
It's a perfect product of the two items. It's like, where is America right now, and how does Detective Comics fit into that whole shit?
See, the thing about, like, even the Batman, like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, people still bring up how terrible they are, whereas the Transformers, everyone knows 2, 3, and the last one were terrible, but no one ever references them. They're just terrible and non-memorable. There's nothing memorable about these movies. At least those Batman movies, they're like terrible, but at the same time, they're so like campy and memorable. Like certain things, like the bat nipples and the bat credit card, and like Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
Like, I know that,
like, you can call them bad movies, but you still remember those bad movies.
Where
there are bad movies that are just completely forgettable and just come out and disappear.
It's that there was this guy that wrote a book that's now, I don't know if it maybe was already made into this, but it was called The Disaster Artist. James Franco is going to play the guy in the movie, but it's kind of like a movie inside of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
The guy wrote the book, and it's about that movie The Room by Tommy Wiseau, that really like sort of cult phenomenon movie.
Yeah.
The way what you kind of reminded me of it, because the guy was talking about what constitutes a bad film and what constitutes a bad film that sort of resonates in the public consciousness. And that's exactly what you were saying, was that The Room is really one of the worst movies of all time, but people took that movie, took how terrible it was, built a whole community around it like Rocky Horror Picture Show, and had screenings, and there's parts in the movie, it's just like Snakes on a Plane. Snakes on a Plane came out, everybody was throwing snakes at the fucking screen, and in The Room, everybody gets to that scene with the spoon, and they throw the spoon at the screen. As I think about Batman Forever, I think, to me, my two favorite Batman movies are The Dark Knight and Batman Forever, for two completely different reasons. Batman Forever came out when I was, I had to have been 11, 12 maybe even less.
Probably.
It's got to be less than that, because I probably was seeing it on TV, so I'd even almost say
no, it's
98.
It might have been 98. No, 90. No, that was
98 or 99 was maybe the one
somewhere around
that.
there, because Batman came out 89, like the Tim Burton one. And then Batman Returns came out 91, I think, somewhere around there. Maybe 2 years after. So it had to be about 98, 99.
I remember when because actually the timing of that was pretty perfect, because we're in an era where everything that was popular was going to TV, and they would play it around the clock like a TNT type thing. So when I was a kid, I was just watching TV, and Batman Forever would come on, and that movie to me was the perfect Batman experience at the time, because it answered the age-old question, what would it be like if we made a movie that was just like the Batman comics at the time?
Well, yeah, that was the 70s Batman, basically. A new version of the old Batman.
Tim Burton was trying to head in the direction with the 89 Batman of like, right, I've read the dark stuff.
Yeah.
I understand the Frank Miller approach. But he is too quirky. That was where you kind of end up with that Batman. It was really good, but it was just wicked quirky. But I think then it goes into fucking overdrive on Forever. Tommy Lee Jones, to me, is the greatest Two-Face, because I cannot separate it from Tommy Lee Jones.
Well, I mean, Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Like, you can't think of a better person to play the Riddler.
I thought when Suicide Squad came out and Jared Leto was going to be slated for the Joker, I was like, thinking back on it now, thinking about Jim Carrey at the time, the kind of movies he was in, if Jared Leto had existed at that time, I think he would have been a pretty good Riddler too.
Yeah, he could do that.
I feel like it would be better than his portrayal of the Joker, because he played the Joker like the Riddler should be played, with a severe slant and a weird sort of urban type of strange sensibility about him.
Well, that was that whole movie, was like everyone was fucking urban.
It was supposed to be like real edgelord type of shit. Like Jared Leto playing the Joker was the ultimate like MLG XOX fucking edgelord type of shit. 360 no scope Joker.
420 blaze it.
Gamer tag 420 blaze it.
420 laugh it. 420 joke it.
420 why so serious. But yeah, I think talking about that sort of in that realm is like, those are the movies that I enjoy for being campy. That make the movie what it is. So back to the notes. I think we've exhausted that topic enough. The Dark Tower. I kind of wanted to ask you about this because I don't know dick about it. And you do. But I don't know if you could give me any... I don't know what your sensibility is about it. I have no idea.
It looks good. the way the trailer is playing looks like they're taking the whole story and making it into one movie.
Do you think that is trying to put 10 gallons of shit in a 1 gallon bag?
Oh, 7 books into one movie, Brent? What do you think?
So, could it stand alone being such a condensed version of those books?
Yeah, it's Stephen King, so there's a lot of chuffa in those books. It's not all hit, you know.
I didn't even
one
think
book
about
is
that.
one book is completely a flashback. Like it starts off, and then it just goes back in time, and you're reading a whole flashback of Roland's life. So that's something like a whole book you can almost skip, and then do that whole Roland's beginning as a movie, as a prequel. You know how Hollywood loves doing those prequels. They have all the story. There's all the comics are the prequel stuff.
Right.
But it might not be all the books, but you do see stuff where you're like, that was definitely not in the first book.
Would you think that they were trying to? Well, the weird thing about that to me is that if people were, I don't know what market it is. I guess I don't know what it would be if they were trying to go for the most successful cash grab. Then maybe it's that condensed thing where people could watch it and and then this is a story that just exists and it's a movie.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you money. Franchises make you money.
It says I don't know if you could. Are they going to? Because I think about Harry Potter. Each book is a movie. A lot of people were saying that what the Dark Tower series should have been was a miniseries on HBO with a high budget.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones.
That doesn't make you money either, unless you're Game of Thrones.
Right. It's not obscure. It's one of the heralded as Stephen King's opus in terms of how, how long it is and how grandiose. He's doing a lot of world building. It's like a Terry Pratchett type thing.
I could see them, if they do this like this, I could see them condensing, because the first book isn't even that long. And you almost need like a couple of books for like a full story. No, that's not even true. They kind of stand alone. But
that's what I was going to ask, because if their approach was to take a grouping of books in the series and try to take all the good parts of those and put them in the first movie, would we be at 3 or 4 movies by the end of it? How many books is it? 7?
7 books. I could see them doing like a trilogy to where everything is condensed into like these, like maybe a full trilogy that's the Roland story till it gets to the Dark Tower, and then one prequel that tells like the backstory.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Like I said, I don't.
But when you watch the trailer, you could tell that it's not just the first book.
Right. Yes.
It's also called the Dark Tower, and not
I would
the
have had
Gunslinger.
no way of knowing that.
It's called the movie's called the Dark Tower. It's not. Yeah. It's not called the Gunslinger. Like it's not like the Dark Tower : the Gunslinger. Like the first book was called.
Right.
I mean, Harry Potter was called Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The first one that's the first book, first movie. They had the same title. This is just called the Dark Tower. So I could see them doing the Dark Tower 1, the Dark Tower 2, the Crimson King, like
the Darkening.
The Dark Tower 3, the Dark Tower.
And then a trailer.
Road to the Dark Tower, Roland's Kitty Days. Just some hot ass titles.
The tower just got darker. Starring Roland from the Dark Tower series.
Can't wait to put those on my bookshelf.
The movie based on the book, based on the play, based on the movie.
Based on the graphic novel. Based on the Dark TV reimagining.
Dark TV. And that's the other thing. I can imagine that as a Netflix banger. Like doing ones that, like, hell, I could even imagine that as some anime, like they're doing with Castlevania, an American produced animation thing. and do it that way. Then you could create as big of a fucking world as you want and make it as insane as you want.
It doesn't make the money.
I know. I'm not saying this from a business perspective. I'm saying this from like a would it be cool perspective.
Oh, sure, everything would be fucking cool if you made it into a goddamn television show.
Everything would be awesome if I did it.
But they're not gonna do it like that because the movies are what makes the money.
Yeah,
those are your money makers, and the people who own these properties are gonna only sell to the people that want to make the most money off of it.
Speaking of money makers,
Ludacris.
Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Ludacris.
Thor Ragnarok, a trailer that I have seen twice now, and I actually was horrifically excited about. I don't know why. I know what Marvel's trying to do. I've seen it a million times, and I tried to do the thing of where I see what you're doing, Marvel, and trying to sit in my seat and just be like, I get it.
You're trying to make a Thor movie anyone will care about.
You're playing the immigration song, the immigration song. That's the Mexican version, is the immigration song.
Hola,
from the land of the ice and snow.
Hola, la,
the midnight sun and harsh winds blow.
I come from the land of the tequila and avocado.
They were playing the immigrant song. It's like that trumped up version that they use for Hooked on a Feeling for Guardians of the Galaxy, where it goes thump 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 at the end, where it's getting all heated and shit.
It wasn't the How to Destroy Angels version, or
no, that is the Karen O version with just Trent Reznor. No, it wasn't that version.
I didn't think so.
I appreciated their point of view with it. They, I think, realized that the first Thor, what was the bad one?
I don't know. I like the first one.
I think the second one, they said, oh, okay, we kind of realized that wasn't so good, and now we're going to go and give Thor the Guardians of the Galaxy treatment, is what they've done. They took Thor, and they're like, how do we make this, like, funny and sort of 80s, and because the logo for Ragnarok is straight up a chrome 80s script.
Yeah, fucking clip
logo.
art.
I was like, it was word art. It was exactly like Microsoft fucking word art.
Retro.
They got me on it. That's
why.
Because
you're a fucking
Like,
sucker.
I'm stupid. I'm a stupid. Like
you're a dumb fuck.
Get to the end of the trailer and I'm like, I'm their audience again. And they got me.
I'm the worst.
Stupid market research.
Piece of shit.
But I think the redeeming qualities of it is they're like, okay, we're trying to funnel it back into Infinity War, so let's make it a little bit more Avengers-y. Let's make it a little bit more Guardians of the Galaxy-y. The tone is starting to shift a little bit. We're working towards this movie that's going to have 30 fucking characters in one frame, and we need it to be like, we need people to be like hyped as fuck about it. So let's make this kind of Thor movie that's like super heavy metal, like super not campy, because none of the movies are campy, but they're heading in that direction. So they got me. That's all I got to say about that. I will see it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Big surprise.
Blade Runner 2049 from legendary filmmaker Ridley Scott, who also knows a thing or two about making some high art blockbuster movies. So, thoughts?
I never saw the first one.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Yeah.
See, I saw it once.
I planned on watching it.
You planned on it. That's a good one. You know what it would probably be a controversial thing to say?
Not that great.
Yeah. That's a problem. I mean,
it's the way it sounds. It sounds like one of those movies that either you love it or you hate it. It's not an action movie. It's just very story driven, and that action is hidden in it.
I kind of think about it from the Terminator 2 Judgment Day angle. That's on I think it's on the IMDb top 250 movies to see, or before you die, or one of those.
Yeah.
It consistently ranks in the top 10 of the sci-fi action thrillers lists anywhere you look. And people say that it stands alone from the franchise, and it also, to a certain degree, stands alone from like a lot of. I mean, it was supposed to be a lowbrow action movie. You know what I mean? And at the time, it's what it was. It was a sequel to the original Terminator. It trumped up everything in it. It introduced a bunch of new technology. It was doing visual effects that nobody had ever done before. So whatever. That's that. But I was thinking, that kind of got me thinking about Blade Runner itself, and how when I watched it, I was just kind of like, yep.
That's a movie.
And the Matrix did the same thing.
Is that a replicant?
You know how obsessed I am? You know how fucking obsessed I am with the Matrix. And
oh yeah, I know.
Now,
you bleed 1 and 0s.
Yeah. Now I can safely look back on the Matrix and say
they're not that great.
Also not that great either. The first one. And all the rest of them are trash heaps.
First one's good.
It is a good movie. But I think to a certain degree, if I thought about it from a perspective of somebody who had never, if I showed the original Matrix to somebody who had never seen the Matrix before, which I'm sure there are some people out there that haven't, and especially fucking stupid millennials like me.
Too busy crunching on their avocado toast to hear the fucking Matrix. Wake up, sheeple.
Wake up, sheeple. You're living in a simulation. Shut the fuck up, Grandpa, you piece of shit idiot.
Fucking nerd. I'm 2 years older than you.
Grandpa, I might as well watch a fucking silent film. I'm not watching The Matrix.
I'm gonna live till I'm 900. I got time.
Talk about really jacking yourself into a system. I already got the plans to do it. All right? Grandpa, you're just going to die before we even upload our consciousness into some sort of simulation. Some sort of stupid simulation like you're talking about. So anyway, The Matrix, Blade Runner, The Fly starring Jeff Goldblum, Independence Day,
Jurassic Park.
Well, now hold your horses, because I'm pretty sure Jurassic Park still holds up.
Oh, I thought we were just naming Jeff Goldblum movies. I thought we were.
Jeff Goldblum just happened to exist in a series of movies that are still well beloved in terms of story.
I just watched
maybe not
Jurassic
so
Park.
much the visuals.
I just watched Jurassic Park a couple weeks ago.
How did it make you feel?
There's a bunch of giant dinosaurs. I don't know. That's still a good movie.
Are you looking at it from? When you're watching the movie, whatever, you get to the end of the movie, you think about the movie, and you're like, it was just a good movie, and it's still just a good movie. It's quotable to a certain degree. Some of this stuff is like entered into pop culture pretty heavily. So it's like you kind of watch it and it's just what it is. It's like breathing air, kind of, to me. I feel like there's a lot of, The Matrix is like that, too.
I was in the background. I guess I wasn't really watching it. I had it on in the background.
Thing too. Yeah. The Matrix is another thing like that, I think. The Matrix is just air. It just...
You've seen it so many times that when you turn it on, you don't actually watch it. You know what's going on, so you can just do other shit.
Fuck, I could act out a one-man show with the fucking Matrix.
Please don't. Don't even start right
Act
now.
One.
Don't.
We begin on the fucking floor of a building.
Bicycle kick.
Carrie Ann Moss comes in, guns a fucking blazing, camera 360, kicks some bastard right in the face. Okay.
Now you know you're in the shit.
Now we know what's happening, but not really, because if you probably are watching this for the first time, you're not going to know what the fuck is going on. Nobody did. 1999, nobody knew when they were walking into the theater that they were watching the greatest piece of sci-fi art they'd ever seen. I'd imagine people walking out of that theater and trying to explain this to people and just being like, you don't even fucking know, man. The Wachowskis, they're fucking visionaries, bro. They changed everything. Ghost in the Shell, shit. Disgusting. I spit on it. The Matrix. High Concept, 1984, sucks. The Matrix. Equilibrium, Christian Bale, sucks. The
Brave
Matrix.
New World.
Oh,
Ew. Who reads books? Ugh.
Talking about burning books, Fahrenheit 451. I'm burning 1984. I'm burning Brave New World, and I'm burning Fahrenheit 451 and the Quran. And
I got it on my phone. My.
So here we are. Blade Runner 2030, 70, 2090.
Ryan Gosling. That's all you
30,
need to know.
3048. Ryan Gosling, put on your motorcycle jacket and show me some fucking apocalypse, post-apocalyptic deserts,
neo future
DeLoreans. Show them to me.
Neo post future past.
Ghost in the Shell, standalone complex, Blade Runner. Blade Runner 2049. I spit on High Concept.
Gross.
Piece of shit. Light trails.
Doesn't even make sense halfway through it. What the fuck's going on? Who's this little bastard? They didn't even translate this shit right.
I'm dying. Okay. That's good. Anyway. Let's lighten the mood. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. Last movie I want to talk about. Last trailer I want to talk about. A heartwarming picture. From the Disney Pixar Animation Studios. It's called Coco.
Oh, I didn't see this yet, so I can't give you any information.
Okay.
I have no feelings towards it. Moana's a good movie.
I think we discussed this last. We're continuing this discussion about Moana.
I don't know.
It's gonna radiate through every podcast. Coco is the heartwarming story of a young Mexican immigrant child who discovers that he can open the gateway to the world of the undead by using his ancestors' acoustic flamenco guitar.
Oh, I did see the trailer to this. It's like the Book of Life.
I was gonna say that you might have. Huh?
It looks like the Book of Life. You ever see that movie?
Yeah. I know. I did want to see it. I never saw it.
Oh, that's good. I got it. You want to borrow it? I'll send it to you. I'll send it to the mail.
Dillon. It's called Dillon Flicks. It uses the old DVD distribution model.
Sometimes you might get a 4K version. Sometimes you might get a 3D version.
Sometimes you might get a version that I ordered on accident that I didn't want.
It happens.
Sometimes I might.
Hope you got a region-free Blu-ray player.
Sometimes I might send you a piece of shit statue I didn't want because I only wanted the poster. What the hell was I just gonna say? Coco.
Kubo.
Kubo and the Two Strings. I want to see that too.
I got that. You want me to send that with the Book of Life? It's in the mail. I'll send the priority. 3 to 5 business days.
Have you ever seen the Secret of Kells?
No.
Song of the Sea?
No.
Watch those movies.
No.
They have a very Miyazaki quality to them.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, whatever. Go fuck yourself.
I'll do that.
Don't want to see
that.
Delightful animations based on Scottish folklore. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, I never heard of that. Ew.
Different. I don't want to talk about that.
Who made that? Who made it?
You know what? That's
Not DreamWorks, not Pixar? Not Studio Ghibli? Ghibli?
Ghibli.
Studio Giblets?
Show me them Ghiblies. So that's all I got. That I don't know if there's there's anything else that I have much hype for. Well, actually, what brought me into this conversation was something that I didn't even get an answer on, which was I broke my fucking streaming video movie box thing, and I wanted to figure out what kind to get.
You have a PlayStation.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I don't like the YouTube app on it.
It's the same.
The list of your subscriptions on the left-hand side, they don't have it.
You just go to subscriptions.
Yeah, but then it's that across the bottom shit
It's the same
that I don't
thing.
like. That's the shit I don't like. No, because on the left it's like a list. You can move down the list real quick. You can get to the fucking channel that you want to look at.
Just go to use the web browser on your PlayStation and go to the fucking web version of YouTube.
Cool.
And then you can click it and go open an app, and it'll open an app, and then you can go right back to it. Then you don't gotta worry about it.
Cool.
Wasting your money on shit you don't need and buy some other shit you don't need.
Yeah, like a Behringer fucking portable PA
Exactly.
system.
You don't got one of
Just
those.
a small town girl living in a lonely way. Brent, shut the fuck.
Jesus
up.
Christ. No one's coming over to karaoke with you.
No one needs to hear your voice, period, let alone amplified in crisp, hi-fi Behringer sound. No one needs to hear it. So, yeah, play any good video games lately?
Yo, there's this new game that came out called Need for Speed.
For Speed.
Oh my
boy.
god, it is banging. Do you like rain? Do you like weather? How do you
Listen.
feel about rain?
Have
Have you ever
asked
wanted to
yourself-
live in London?
have you ever asked yourself while driving around in beautiful sunny daytime cities, you driving around in your car, you're driving around.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought to yourself, you know what I'd love to see right now? Some fucking
It'd be
clouds. Nighttime in the daytime, all the time, with fucking water droplets all over my face, all over my windshield, all over my vision, all over my HUD, all over everywhere, then play Need for Speed, because you are going to be satisfied. You're going to love it.
If not, save $10 and go buy a cookie or something.
Go buy a cookie. Well, if you live in Saratoga, you're going to spend $10 on a cookie. And I'm going to be honest with you, the cookie that you're going to put in your mouth for $10 in Saratoga is better than 10 hours of playing Need for Speed. Bar none. And we talked about it. There still, for me, is not a racing game that's come out that has captivated me in the way that I want. Fuck current racing games.
Well, let's try that. Well, let's see what that new one comes out. The Payback. Maybe that one will be good.
Oh my god.
It has takedowns. That's what you said you wanted. You wanted takedowns.
People from Criterion just come through the woodwork.
I think
and
some of them are working on it.
Just call it. What the hell is it? What the hell is the opposite of burnout? What could you do? What could you call it?
Donut.
Another
Donut car move.
Donut 5.
Swift drift.
Breakdown.
Swift drift. Swift drift to takedown.
4. That's all I want. I just want a game where.
Bro, I'm sorry to
arcade.
tell you, but the people that worked on Burnout are still working at EA on these games.
They just like.
Sometimes
Sometimes
you can only make one good one, and then everything else is derivative and bullshit.
Well,
you tried to add something. No, you tried to add something new, and people don't want. You don't want new, Brent. You don't want the rain.
If
You
I
don't
picked up
want the rain. They gave you the rain.
If
you don't
I
want
picked
it.
up a copy of Forza Horizon and it had car customization,
It does.
it had open
Not
world,
like street,
beautiful
not
worlds.
It does.
If it had
It doesn't have
mode,
street modifications.
That's the problem. That's the problem right there. All I'm looking for in my life is the ability to take a Nissan Skyline
and put
GTR,
some underglow
the
on
newest
it.
model. I want to take that car and I want to drop it till the body's grinding on the ground and put ground effect lights on it and put a stupid skull on the carbon fiber fucking stupid hood.
You can do that.
Put purple headlights on it.
Need for Speed's the game for you, baby.
Ain't gonna happen.
You just gotta unlock it.
But then what I want to do is I want to take that car. I want to go through the open world city worldscape and it not rain 24 hours a day. And then I want Brooke Burke to come over the fucking HUD with her big old personality and say to me, hey, there's a race going on at wherever. And then I follow the shit to my map. I don't need a thing on the road that tells me where to go. I'm looking at the map. I got it. I know where to go. And then I drift around corners and smash into shit. That's my game. I love it. While listening to Riders on the Storm 5,000 times in a row and Mudvayne 5,000 times in a row. That's it. I'm going to quit my job and make Need for Speed Underground 3 and then get it immediately taken down by EA Sports or EA, whatever division EA put that under. EA challenge everything. They're going to take down my game and then I'm going to get arrested. It's my life's work. Just want a racing game that's street customization.
You're not gonna get it.
Good physics.
You're not gonna get it. It's done. It's done. It's over with. It's not happening. Grow up. You're living in the real world now, asshole.
I will. Next year's E3, I will shit my pants if some developers from Criterion go onto the stage and they're like, "Hey, everybody."
Criterion didn't even make Need for Speed Underground.
No, I'm talking about Burnout 3 Takedown. Oh. I know they're never good.
You're flip-flopping. You're flip-flopping.
Well, I'm saying they're nobody at next year's
the people
EA
from Criterion just made a fucking Takedown game, and it was awful.
Nobody from EA is gonna come on stage at next year's E3 and say, this is the next generation of Need for Speed. It's called Need for Speed Street. And it combines Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2 into the greatest street racing game of all time. The one to end all street racing games ever. And then the people from Criterion, and then here's where I really blow a load. Then all those people who made those shitty ass games came back together and they said, from our brand new studio, we're bringing you Burnout 4 Burnout 5 Street Vengeance coming to the Xbox 720p SQ11. Boom. Here it is. In full 4K, 60 frames per second racing across Los fucking Angeles.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you play some of those fucking games you never even opened yet first?
Nah.
Maybe by the time you finish those, one of the Need for Speed Underground 6 will be out.
Nah, it ain't gonna happen, bro.
Mm-mm.
I got that BioShock over there, right in that shrink wrap, over there.
Yeah, we know you every day, every
day
podcast.
I talk about it. You know what I'm gonna do after I get off this one? I'm gonna fucking go over there and I'm gonna unwrap it and I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at the thing, right. And then I'm gonna go put it over on top of my PlayStation.
Oh, it's a good thing you bought it when it was full price, because now it's.
I don't think it was full price when I bought it. I think
you got a Black Friday,
physical.
yeah.
I bought $30 physical. But yeah, so there's that. Well, maybe I'll play through all 3 BioShocks, and then I'll piss, moan, and complain about how they're not gonna do another BioShock that's gonna match Infinite. Like, they're never gonna do that again.
I mean, it wraps up pretty good if you actually played through them.
2 years from now, I'm gonna be like, you know what, Dillon? You know what I'm not gonna see at E3? I'm not gonna see the fucking developers coming up on stage and being like, everything you loved about BioShock Infinite, now we're bringing it back. BioShock
Burnout Paradise.
BioShock Paradise 6. Bitch.
I have been playing some good games lately, though. Some actual ones.
Come on.
What?
please regale me with your.
Oh, I played through all of Life is Strange.
Okay.
I played through the whole thing.
How'd you like it?
It's really fucking good if you like those kind of games.
Now,
the walking simulator. There's some puzzle solving in there. There's some puzzle solving. Using the rewind mechanic. But the story's really good. The voice acting's really good. The ending,
I know the voice acting's very good.
The ending falls a little flat, but it doesn't like the ending. I like the ending, but the last chapter was not the best chapter.
Yeah.
But everything else is like the only thing that was a little. You know when you're walking around games and you like look at something and it's like you know, or they do like a little quip. Some of that stuff was a little but the characters felt real.
You can kind of only have so much of that without it feeling very too NPC-ish type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I know, but it's just...
Sometimes it'll feel a little bit robot. I don't think they've made a game yet where you feel like when you're walking around the world that people are saying unique things to you that wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like that it's truly random or whatever.
But the actual conversations and cut scenes are like you feel for the characters.
How long is the whole season?
I want to say they're about 3 hours an episode.
Okay.
Maybe a little less.
That's a pretty long thing.
Yeah, so it's about
relatively for what it
15 hours or so.
Okay.
For 5 episodes.
That's not it's not necessarily commitment. It's no different than binge watching something, but it's a pretty long.
But you only commit to one episode when you want to commit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it might have been less than that. It might have been 2 to 3 hours, I'd say.
Oh my god, I totally lost my train of thought. I was going to lead that into something else.
And then, like, the end of every episode, you have, like, the oh shit moment.
Yeah.
Which is, you know.
Is it a twist type thing, or is it just a oh my god cliffhanger?
Some of it's twist, some of it's oh my god cliffhangers, some of it's
sort of
oh shit, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah.
It's a good mix. It's not like all cliffhangers. It's like sometimes at the end something actually happens. And then that's the end of the chapter, and you got to play the next chapter to see how it plays out.
That sounds addicting.
Well, so is crack, but you don't see me doing that. Like I said, you don't see me doing it.
Crack, the video game. Crackdown.
That was really good. It was well worth the $0 I paid for it. Because of PlayStation Plus.
Fuck yeah, I put that right in my library.
That you'll never play. I want to say that's the first PlayStation Plus game I actually played through the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't played through anything.
And then I was playing Nex Machina, which just came out Tuesday.
I did see it. Wasn't that on sale already?
Well, it was like a pre-order. Sometimes they do, like, for games like that, they'll do pre-order sales. So if you have PlayStation Plus and you pre-order it, you get, like, 15% off, I think it was.
How is that? How is that?
It's basically a dual-stick arcade game, basically. It's Housemarque.
Top-down?
Yes.
Isometric?
Isometric. More isometric.
So, like, Treen type thing? Like, where you're sort of moving around and you got the sticks and it's like a...
Well, dual stick shooter, yeah. You move with one stick, you shoot with the other stick.
Okay.
And it's got a dash mechanic, so you dash your enemies, and it's basically a bullet hell enemy flushing at you.
Kind of like Fury?
No. Well, a bullet hell like Fury, but Fury's boss rush. There's no actual enemy.
Yeah.
This, like, you start off in little sections. Like, each world has like a section, so you got to clear a section to move to the next section. And if you die, the section restarts. And so it's a Housemarque game. Housemarque, they made Alien Nation, Dead Nation, Resogun, Super Stardust.
Oh, Resogun, yeah. I mean that's one of the classic ones.
Yeah, so it's one of their games, and the creative director was Eugene Jarvis, who did like Defender and Robotron and Smash TV, like the OG of the dual stick shooters.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was
Smash TV. Wow, that's cool.
He was a creative director on this, so it's got that feel to it, and the art's real cool. The particle explosions that they fucking love to do, There's like a similar, like, say you got to go through and save the humans too, and there's certain enemies that will capture the humans, so you got to kill those enemies. It's fucking fun. It's real aggravating because the whole screen fills with enemies and bullets and everything. And you gotta fucking navigate.
How much was it?
I want to say it's $15.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, and there's the arcade mode, which is you run through the worlds, and you can do it on different difficulties. You start with easy. You have unlimited continues. Medium, you have like 99 continues, and then hard, you have 10 continues, and then you have to beat it on hard to unlock the hardest difficulty.
Extreme.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is. I can't even imagine. I couldn't even beat it on medium. The last fucking boss was so hard. I kind of quit because I got so pissed. You know how it is.
It seems like one of those things that's like what that level is designed for some insane Japanese speedrunner or some shit.
The whole game is designed like an arcade game where it's designed to kill you.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to be better than the game.
Eating quarters, as it were,
Yeah.
but you paid $15 for somebody to eat all your quarters and want to tip the fucking machine over.
Exactly. So it has a difficulty of an arcade machine to eat your quarters. And then there's like an arena mode where you do worlds and you have like no continues. It's basically score attacks for like the different worlds that are in the game. And there's other stuff, and you can unlock other like challenges and stuff by beating those. So that's pretty cool. All around a cool package. Buy it now.
I was just gonna say it. Buy now.
Buy.
Remember, enter in offer code Dillon likes this game 60 to get 15% off that you already got on the PlayStation Store to begin with.
Oh, that sale's done, baby.
Woo!
You don't be sleeping on it. You slept on it. Now you got to use my offer code.
Jesus Christ, how long have we been going?
Long enough.
Long enough?
Yeah.
Well, remember, we can't all be Need for Speed Underground 2. Sometimes we just got to be plain old fucking shitty vanilla Need for Speed.
FMV videos, baby! Woohoo!
What is this, Command and Conquer? Piece of shit.
Damn cocks.
So, things are available in various places as a result of the posting a video process, including...
I feel like it should go in the beginning of
the video for audio listeners who have gotten this far. They may or may not want to listen to us in the car, at work, on the way to the park.
While you're taking a shit.
Or in any other situation where you want to shut out all of your family members and listen to us babble on about hypeable trailers and things that we remember that aren't as good anymore. So anyway, click on them audios.
You could also check out the YouTube page for a video of me and Andrew playing through Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Hyperstone Heist.
No cross branding.
It's not cross branding. It's on our fucking channel. It's sitting right next to this video. Piece of shit.
You may or may not see to the right.
Also, watch that because Brent has nothing to do with it, so you can actually hear me and Andrew talk for fucking once.
Good.
Yeah, how do you like that?
Good.
Next week we'll be doing Streets of Rage 2.
If you want, if you want to watch some mediocre shit with my two best friends, click on the links at the side of this that may have suggested those items. And I may release some things that I'll never release.
Won't. You just talk about it.
Thing.
Yeah, do it.
I'm gonna do my own stuff, Dylan. You'll see.
I know you won't.
Just gonna sit on the couch and not do the dishes all day is what I'm gonna do.
Exactly. Beautiful.